Hello everyone, this is Doxy Mom and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I'd greatly appreciate if you hit that little red subscribe button. You can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. Well, Miss Peanut and I, we're here to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, so let's get started. Now, in my last report, I had mentioned the names of men that Virginia Guthrie said she was forced to have sex with by Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein, and of course Epstein was the first one. Well, you know, they included Britain's Prince Andrew, Alan Dershowitz, model scout Jean-Luc Brunel, and Democrat Bill Richardson, who was one of Clinton's cabinet officials. Now, in an article from the Palm Beach Post, and I'll link it, they found a couple of other names, including Democrat George Mitchell, who was a senator from Maine from 1980 to 1995, and he was a former U.S. Senate Majority Leader. Also on the list, billionaire financier Glenn Dubin and the late MIT scientist Marvin Minsky. Now, Virginia said that she knew that Bill Clinton had flown on Epstein's jets frequently, but they were never on the jet at the same time. I had reported several weeks ago that a reporter, Conchita Sarnoff, she had said Bill had flown 27 times to Epstein's Island, and according to one of the documents of the 2000 that had been released, Clinton held a private party on Pedophile Island. Well, we should not have been surprised about this. Anyway, Virginia also said that she had never had sex with President Trump. She never flirted with President Trump. President Trump never flirted with her. And we have to remember, Virginia, she worked at Mar-a-Lago when she was 16 years old, and that's when she was approached by Ghislaine Maxwell. Apparently, Virginia was reading a book on massage therapy, and Maxwell told her that she would introduce her to someone who could help her become a masseuse. Now, that day, that poor girl's life just totally changed. And then I am all sure that you've heard by now that Jeffrey Epstein, who was on suicide watch, died Friday night in the Manhattan Correction Center, and they're calling it suicide. Now, my question is, if you're on suicide watch, how do you commit suicide? And, you know, I was reading the comments to the Fox News 28-second YouTube clip that announced Epstein's death, and these are some things people are saying. First, the next chapter said, "Saw this coming? Suicided by the Clintons." Here we go again. Kelly Wells said he was suicided by his deep state leftist friends. Shocking, said no one. And then Andrew Gonzalez said everyone knows he was murdered, especially just implicating a member of the royal family. Then Delta DJ says CNN and the far left, how can we tie this to Trump? Then Thunderwolf asked an excellent question. This person says, let's see all the footage of who entered that jail in the past 24 hours. And yes, they have footage of it. Well, I found a report that they don't have footage, and I'll get to that here in a minute. Anyway, Mike Weisko, he said, we expected him to be found dead. Next expectation is the evidence will start disappearing faster than a Clinton email. Well, guys, this is sad, but not surprising, and in my opinion, Epstein was a coward, and cowards don't commit suicide. However, guys, you know, when I heard this, some little bells went off, and I wasn't going to mention it until I saw Jordan Sather. He had put out a video on this at all, and I'm going to link his video to this one. You can go over there and watch it yourself, and just in the beginning, there's a little profanity, just want to warn you. But Jordan brings up that there are conflicting stories in the media about the suicide. Some are saying hanging, others are a heart problem. Then BNL tweets out that the cameras malfunctioned last night. Well, isn't that convenient? Then BNL tweets out that overnight, the overnight shift that watches over the suicide risk inmates, well, they were told to leave 3 hours early for scheduled maintenance to jail cells, and this is coming out to the public, and it's making it look like that the deep state or the Clintons had Epstein murdered. Then Jordan looks at Joe M's tweet that basically says, we couldn't protect the second most prominent deep state target in the world? No 24-hour guard? Hashtag Patriots in control. So, Jordan thinks this, and guys, like I said, the possibility crossed my mind. I don't know, but could this be a white hat fake suicide operation? Plus, with Epstein's suicide, that's bringing these 2,000 documents more to the forefront of the news, since the MSM, well, you know, they didn't want to talk about that at all. So, guys, I don't know, but Jordan brings up some very good points in his YouTube video, and I'll leave a link, and I'll keep you posted. Now, moving on, Joe Gabriel Simonson, he tweeted this out. One of the Trump donors, shamed by the Castro brothers, tells D.C. Examiner that he's raised $1 million for the president's re-election since Joaquin Castro's tweet went up. Well, can you see how these attacks are backfiring on the left? Plus, I told you about Stephen Ross's fundraiser for President Trump last night, and it raised $12 million. So congratulations to Mr. Ross and President Trump for that excellent fundraiser. Guys, it's like Chick-fil-A, a Christian company, closed on Sunday so their workers can go to church, and the left boycotted them. Well, Chick-fil-A, their business is booming. And the left, well, they're just not learning, are they? Moving on. Now, good news. Twitter finally unlocks Mitch McConnell's Twitter account, which should have never been blocked in the first place. And according to the Gateway Pundit, Facebook has been eliminating traffic to at least 1.5 billion links to articles and websites since 2017. And we all know that YouTube suppresses subscriber numbers and view counts, along with not recommending conservative and Christian videos. Now, I reported that a draft of an executive order had been circulating, and now it looks like that the White House could have the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, develop new regulations clarifying how and when the law protects social media websites when they suppress or remove content. And they're also calling for the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, to take those new policies into account when it investigates or files lawsuits against misbehaving companies. Now, we know that this EO is still a draft in the beginning stages, but let's just pray that this executive order will stop the suppression and the attacks on conservatives and Christians. Because, you know, guys, in my opinion, I can envision a conversation with my granddaughter up in the future where my granddaughter comes and maybe says to me, "Wow, Granny, I can't believe you were treated like that way back then." And I'm going to say to her, "Honey, it was an all-out war, and I'm just glad that I had to fight it so your generation can enjoy free speech and fairness." Now, that's just something I can envision, guys, because you know we are at war. So just keep praying for our president and the white hats, and I'll leave a link to this Gateway Pundit article. Now, I'm going to leave you with a tweet from Diamond and Silk. They tweeted this out. "This is crazy. So, Hollywood protested against hate, guns, and violence, but makes a hateful movie stalking and killing deplorables with guns, titled The Hunt, as if they were hunting down and killing animals. Liberal Democrats are revealing who they are. Hate." And I totally agree with you guys. So, you know, here's just another reminder, again, to stay away from this horrible and sick movie. And just know, guys, you know, we are going to win this war because Jesus is on our side, and America, she's going to come into her harvest, and we've got great years ahead of us. So just remember that, guys. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in. Please share my content. It's free. And until next time, this is Doxy Mom, and God bless you all.